happening, people? Happy Friday, guys. I hope you lot can hear me loud and clear. Let me double check because I actually had some technical difficulties on the other stream, so I had to reset everything. But big up to everyone, man. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new here. It's a different kind of stream that we're doing today, guys. I'm not gonna lie, we are going to talk about football, of course, because there's a lot happening in the world of Manchester United. So we got a lot to talk about. But if you didn't know from the title, from the thumbnail, from my Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you can find me right there. I won an award, and it's crazy to say that. It's absolutely crazy to say that because I'm about 3 years properly, less than 3 years properly into my career. 6 years in total, but in terms of giving it all, I've been giving it all for just under 3 years. So to be awarded and recognized as the one to watch, that, guys, I can't believe it. Like, when I found out that I was shortlisted, I was so shocked, and this was months ago. And then when I found out I won and the judges picked me, I thought it was a prank, guys. I really thought it was a prank. But it actually made me realize, you know what? Maybe I am doing pretty decent for myself, because sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. You know, what's the word? What's it called? What's it called when you feel like you don't belong there? Sometimes I feel like, you know, am I just cruising by and I don't really deserve to be in the spaces that I'm in? You know, sometimes I work so hard to a point where, you know, I have no days off and I'm exhausted, but we still push and we still persevere. And it's nice to be recognized for that. It's nice to be recognized for that. And not only that, guys, it's also nice to be recognized by people that imposter syndrome. Yeah, there you go. Imposter syndrome. I have really bad imposter syndrome. But when people are coming up to me yesterday saying, you know, I'm so proud of you, like, I watch you from afar, it's crazy, because you never know who's watching. You really never know who's watching. So I'm gonna talk about the awards, but we're gonna talk about Man United as well. Of course, we're gonna talk about Cunha, we're gonna talk about Delap, we're gonna talk about Garnacho. You know what, there was so much news coming out yesterday. I didn't have the time to do a stream, guys. I didn't have the time to do the stream that I would have usually done, daily dose of Mina, just because of timing. But I went to the Emirates Stadium and I won a trophy. I hope I'm the only person that can say that this year, and Arsenal can't say that. Big up to Riri with the big, that's big, that's a big super chat, man. You lot know Riri here, legend on the channel, man. Says, congratulations, sis, well deserved. Yesterday's prize ain't today's prize. Doing it for all the little girls out there that think this is not possible. I know. That's what I remind myself sometimes when I think about, when people ask me who am I doing it for, and they asked me that yesterday after when we were doing media stuff, I was thinking, am I doing it for the people to come or the people that passed, like the people that were before me? Am I doing it for the younger me? Am I doing it for the younger me's that are to come? Like, who am I doing it for? But I really realized I'm doing it for myself. The best thing you can do is authenticity. Be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to what you believe in. And I promise that what you don't have to. One thing I'm gonna talk about is about, obviously, I'm different to other people in it. I'm black. I wear a headscarf. I'm a woman. But you don't have to compromise what you believe in to do what you want to do, because some people might not like it, and I've had my fair share of people not liking it, but they don't have to like it, but they're bloody gonna have to respect it. And that's the best thing. Like, in the industry, I don't care if you don't like me, as long as you respect me and you respect what I do and you respect my craft, I'm okay with that. You don't have to be friends with everyone, and that's totally fine. Big up to MUFC 14 with the super chat. Says, congratulations on this well-earned award. Aim higher. What's next, man? What's the next award I gotta look at? But just for some context, because I know a lot of people gonna be thinking, what the hell? What is Mina talking about? Firstly, yeah, let me pull up this picture. Because I don't know why, but I feel like my head just looks really big in all my pictures that I took yesterday. I don't know what's wrong with me. Sometimes I be criticizing myself for no goddamn reason. Let's zoom in on the award. Let's zoom in on the award so I can give you lot some context into what the football blacklist is. Because people are saying football blacklist, like, right, it sounds like you've been blacklisted. No, I haven't been blacklisted, guys. It's not blacklist as one word. It's blacklist as in it's a list of people. And there is some serious names on the football blacklist every year. I mean, we walked into the ceremony and I sat down, took my seat. 2 rows in front of me was Idris Elba. I look behind me directly to my left. I don't know if you guys watch Bridgerton. If you lot watch Bridgerton, but Lady Danbury from Bridgerton was sitting on my left, directly behind me. Yaya Toure was there, Ashley Cole was there, Lauren James was there, Wes Morgan, Leicester captain, former Leicester captain, was there. Wayne Routledge was there. There was so many footballers that was there. A lot of footballers were awarded. As well as coaches. So what they do is they have different categories. I think they got about 8 or 7 different categories. They got players that are making impact off the pitch, players. Then they have coaches. So it's all levels of coaching, from Premier League to the Barclays Women's Championship to grassroots and academy. Like, anyone can win an award. Anyone can win an award. And the category I won or was awarded, let me say, the category that I was awarded was the ones to watch award. So the ones to watch, it's not bigging you up for what you have done in your career. It's basically putting you on I'm like Liam Delap. The potential's there. They're saying the potential's there, but I'm not of a Victor Osimhen yet. So I couldn't be in the media category, because obviously I know if I was ever nominated or won an award in the media category for this, I'm with some big heavyweights, guys. I'm talking about people that have been in the industry for 7, 8, 9 years. So I was very humbled and privileged to even be in a category where it's ones to watch, because it means that they're advising people to keep an eye out on you and what you do, what you stand for, the kind of content you produce. And that's the category. That is literally the category. So yeah, so that's what I had on the come up. Yeah, pretty much, man. That's what it is, man. It's on the come up. Big up to Red Scare Claire with the super chat. Says congratulations, Queen. A very special big up from Kenya. Shout out to everyone in Kenya, man. Shout out to my East Africans. Thrilled to be catching you while I'm on the continent. I love that, man. I hope you're enjoying Kenya. But yeah, it's basically people who are on the come up, and I was in a category with some amazing people that also won awards, guys. I'm talking people that work for UEFA, other presenters, basically anyone within the football space that are doing something, and they're one to watch. And I had to have my Palestine badge. I have it all the time whenever I go to these kind of events, because it just makes it that little bit more special. But that's basically I don't know. If you don't have any questions, man, let me know before we get into football stuff. If you got any questions on the awards, what it was like, who was there. Oh, they had they had performances. So they had a few performances, one from an artist called Any. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know her, but I heard her song before. Apparently her song she got a remix of a song with Georgia Smith. And then they had Bashi. If you lot know, if you're from the UK, especially London, if you're from London and you know about UK rap, then you will know about Bashi. You'll know who Bashi is. He performed Black Boys, one of the biggest, I would say a very big UK song from like 2007. And it was very fitting for the award show, because it kind of, it was the same kind of vibe for what the award show is about. But I saw Flex. I saw Flex at the award show beforehand. We said hi to each other. Then I just never saw him again. I don't know if he was too busy, like somewhere on the dance floor with the DJ. I don't know if he was too busy with the open bar. I don't know where he was. But Flex, 1 minute I seen him, next minute he was gone. And then he messaged me. I said, bro, where you been? I've been looking for you. I was looking for you all night. And he was like, I was looking for you. I said, no, you weren't. You weren't looking for me. Because if you were looking for me, you would have seen me. I would have stuck out like a sore thumb. But I lost him. But I saw a lot of other familiar faces in the scene. So it's always nice. And you know what's crazy, guys? Yeah, I always say this. Hindsight is real, guys, because this time last year, I was invited for the first ever time to the football Blacklist. I wasn't an awardee. I barely even knew anyone that was there. I went by myself, and I actually left straight after the award ceremony, just because I was by myself, so I was quite shy. I didn't really know anyone, so I didn't really want to like talk to people, because like I said, I'm quite shy when I'm by myself. So fast forward 12 months later, to be able to go, not just as an awardee, because I know that I'm winning an award. And by the way, you're winning the award beforehand. It's already like the judges select you through a in-depth kind of judging process. But I was able to take like my whole family with me. Not all of them, because unfortunately, like there's way too many of us. So I had to pick. And some of my family members are upset because I didn't take them. So I had to pick very wisely. I had 4 invitations. And I mean, if you asked me to bring 40 people, I promise you I could have brought 40 people. So 4 invites is nothing, guys. Not for me anyways. Not for someone like me who's got a lot of friends and a lot of family that would have definitely wanted to come. So it was definitely it was a full circle moment. Yeah, it was a full circle moment to be able to. I was just looking back and thinking, yo, remember when I was here last year and I felt like Billy no mates. I was shy. A couple of people I knew I said hi to. Introduced myself to a couple of other people that I knew from a distance but didn't know them personally, and I left by like 9 o'clock that day. And then fast forward, my family couldn't get me out, bro. If it was up to me, I would have stuck around until the end. But I think we did anyways. I think we left like 5-10 minutes before it ended anyways. But we were tired. It was loud. But most importantly, it was nice. It was nice. I'm never one to brag. I know I'm in a very fortunate position, guys. I know I'm in a very fortunate position. I have an amazing community behind me here on the channel and on my socials. But I also know that I'm not naive, guys. I'm not naive. I know that there's a lot of things about me that society or the football society or the media society is not used to. People are not used to, I don't know how, but we live in a world where people are not used to seeing a woman talking about sports. People are not used to seeing a black person speaking about sports. People are not used to seeing someone wearing a headscarf on television. And I am all free of that. So when a racist or a bigot sees me, I'm their worst fear. Like I'm everything they hate in human form. Because if they, like, oh, if they're sexist, they're like, yeah, I don't like women. Oh, I'm racist. I don't like black people. Oh, I don't like Muslims. I don't like what's it called, refugees, or people that are not nationals to this country. When they look at me directly, I am all of that plus more. So I'm not naive to know that it's not easy. And I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's been really hard mentally. Mentally, it's been hard because, unfortunately, I think even like in life, you just in your career, and I'm sure everyone's guilty of this, whether it's at work, whether it's at school, you look around and think, oh, I'm working as hard as that person, maybe even harder, but that person is getting all the opportunities. I don't think like that. There's some people that do think like that, but I don't think like that. I just know that if I go hard 24/7 and I work hard and I stay true to everything I believe in, those opportunities will come to me. And in the same process, I get the opportunity to build my own community that are loyal, that will sit here and listen to me rambling on about football, or, when I randomly take a detour on a stream and I start talking about food, or I start talking about cars, or I start talking about trainers, like, you lot are going to watch it. You guys are going to watch it. And I'm always appreciative of that. But like I said, I'm not naive. I know 100% I have to work 10 times harder than anybody else, because unfortunately that's the world that we live in. But I was saying this yesterday, Premier League interviewed me. So if you live in anywhere outside of the UK, next week Friday, or this Friday, I don't know, I think it's next Friday. Next week Friday, there will be a feature video about me on a show that comes on the Premier League. I think it comes on at like 12 p.m. UK time. It comes on the Premier League channel. So if you live outside of the UK, because we don't have access to it, please let me know if you end up seeing it. But I was talking about my upbringing and just basically the intersection of my identity, and how, sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. But I never look at it as a bad thing. Other people look at it as a bad thing, but I don't. I embrace it and I appreciate it because it's what makes me me. Let me see what you lot are saying in the chat. Big up to Lil Yo-Yo, the super chat, saying the award equals Minna about to go clear. Congrats, sis. You know what, guys? Let me show you the award, man. I got it in a box. I put it in a box last night that they gave me, and I have not taken it out since because I just don't know where to put it. Like, what should I take off here, guys? Let me know. What should I take off here? Should I remove the foot? I'm thinking of getting rid of this football, pushing the FIFA thing there, and then put in the award where the FIFA thing is now. Should I put it somewhere here? Let me know. Let me know where you guys think I should put it. Fairly new to the channel, really enjoy it. Congratulations on your award. Thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate it so much. Big up to everyone, man, with the congratulations in the chat. Time to work even harder, man. You know what it is, guys? A fire has been fueled in my belly. Like, I've never been more motivated to just work hard. Like, and I already work hard, but like now I'm like, okay, what's next? Like, what am I gonna do to conquer this? What am I gonna do to conquer the world? Like, suddenly I'm like, I want to fly to the moon. Who can stop me? No one can stop me. I want to fly to the moon. No one can stop me. I can do that easily. I want to fly a plane. I don't even know how to bloody fly a plane, but suddenly I feel like I can do it. I feel like I can do it. I'm thinking now, what is the next stuff? Is Mary Earps there? Yeah, dash. Should I get rid of put it next to Pikachu? I'm scared because I'm scared one day I might just go like this and it's glass, guys, so it might break. Move FIFA. Nah, man. Shout out to EA Sports, man, because a couple of people that I know very well at EA Sports, they won awards yesterday as well. And I was happy for them. You're gonna watch the final this weekend? Yes, I am. I'm gonna do a watch along for the Copa del Rey tomorrow. Can someone tell me, is it 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.? Because one website is telling me 8 p.m. Another website is telling me 9 p.m. So in the UK, okay, it's saying 9 p.m. Is that 9 p.m. their time or 9 p.m. UK time? I'm so dumb, guys. How did I win an award and I'm this dumb? Okay, it's 9 p.m. UK time. I will be doing a watch along for it, inshallah, God willing. Make sure you hit the like button if you've just come through, man. You know what it is. You come in, you say hi to everyone. You hit the like button, you get involved in the chat. Let me show you what the award is. So nothing special. It's just a little black box. I'm not gonna lie. I swear this is like what wine comes in. And I don't know nothing about wine, but I've seen it in movies. Like they would have it in a box like this. This is what it's looking like. This is what it looks like, and it's pure glass, guys. So I have to be careful. It's quite heavy. And it's not as big and luxurious as the SJA is, but it's still big, and it's glass. It's so heavy as well. This is what the award looks like, man. This is it. What does it say on it? It says, I don't know if you can read it, but it says Football Blacklist Premier League, Football Blacklist 2024, Ugo Egiogu. He is, by the way, he used to play football for Spurs, I think, and quite a few teams, and they named the award after him after, I think it's about 9 years since he died. So it's named after him. And you know what, guys? His family actually select the winners. His family are the judges for this category, and they pick the winners. And they announced yesterday on the stage why they picked the 5 people that they picked. I've never had my name on a trophy before. But you see, it says wants to watch award Minna Ibrahim. I need to find somewhere to put it on, because yeah, I feel like if I put it there, it might just blend in with everything. Like you won't be able to see it. I might need to put it on a stand or something, because it's see-through as well. Big up to Thriller72 says, big up to my sister Minna. You're a legend. I appreciate it, man. You guys, a lot of this is down to you lot as well. A lot of this is down to you guys as well for your consistent support and, you know, just showing me love, man. Without it, I would never be able to do anything. Without you lot's support, man, it goes a long way. Big up to Duke says, congratulations on your award, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, so yeah, he used to play for Spurs, Villa, Middlesbrough. I actually think he's also from Ends as well. I might be wrong, but he's from South. He's from Homerton. Yeah, so the award show, that specific award is named after him. Obviously, he died from a cardiac arrest in 2017. And yeah, his family picked all the award winners, and they basically come on stage and kind of share why they picked those award winners. I was protecting it with my dear life yesterday because I'm so, you know me, guys, I'm clumsy as hell. I will drop it on the floor. And be like, oops. But it was so nice because so many people I saw yesterday, you know what's crazy is, guys, you know how they say, like, obviously I'm on the internet, innit? You see me on YouTube, you see me on TikTok, whatever, you see me on Sky Sports, whatever. I don't realize just how much people are watching. I don't realize that because I met people that I've never met before in my life, don't know them, but obviously they've seen me online. And that is for me like a bit crazy because I'm just like, how do you watch my stuff? Like, I don't even get views like that, guys. Like, I'm talking about, I know people in the scene that, you know, rack up 20, 30, 40, 50k views. I've never hit 10k views on a video, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So sometimes I'm like, how do you stumble across my content? Henna's Poppin says, thank you, man. I had a family wedding on the weekend that I had. It's starting to fade, but I'm glad it lasted me until this award show, because I was hoping that it would. And you know what, guys? I don't even have to do this because I know you lot don't care, yeah? But shout out to my tailor, innit? Shout out to my tailor who made me a tailor-made abaya last minute for the award show. I designed it exactly how I wanted to. I just picked the material and my tailor did everything else. So shout out to my tailor. I didn't really have to do that because I don't think you lot care about what the hell that I was wearing. But yeah, like I said, shout out to my tailor. Let me know if you lot got any questions about the award show or just about everything. I'd just let me know, man. Just drop it in the chat. What kicks you had on? Oh man, bro, my abaya was so long, like it was scraping the floor. So it made no difference what kicks I wore, but I was wearing the mocha, the velvet mocha Travis Scott's with, I put pink laces on it, but it made no sense because you couldn't even see it. It was so pointless. It was really, it was so pointless. Joe, man, don't do that. Me and Riri, we talk off of YouTube, bro. The Riri is my dog. You can't try that. You can't try that with me, man. I was gonna say abaya looked fire. Yeah, man, come on. I got it from ends. I got it from the ends. I don't have to talk too much, but you know where I got it from when I say that. I got it from the ends. But yesterday, honestly, I think I went to bed from at like 4 a.m. But not because I was like up all night or whatever. I was just so overwhelmed, guys. I was so overwhelmed and grateful. I think gratitude is the reoccurring theme for me today. It's gratitude, and yesterday is gratitude. Because I was just grateful. I was just grateful because you know what? In the football scene, guys, whether it's, you know, mainstream media or the content side of stuff, or, you know, I've had my fair share of both sides. I've experienced life on mainstream even before having opportunities with like Sky. I've had opportunities with The Athletic. You know, I was a writer. You know, on the flip side, I've had my opportunity with content. You know, the first ever place I went and did something on was the Football Terrace, and this is like, I'm talking 3 years ago, before I even joined youve. I think I did like 2 or 3 streams with them. It was all right, but I've had my fair experience of different platforms, different content platforms, building my own, being a regular on youve, you know, a regular on the Straight Jacket Pod on Saeed's channel. When I can go on people's channel, I do if they ask me to come on, but unfortunately sometimes my schedule just doesn't allow me. And you lot know I'll always put my channel first to make sure I get content out on the channel here before I do it elsewhere. But you just don't, I never realized how much different things I've been doing that a lot of people were keeping up to date with. Like, I met people that knew me from The Athletic yesterday, and they were like, wow, you know, when you started at The Athletic and you were with us for 3 or 4 months, you know, it was, you know, amazing, but actually look what you've gone on to do. And I'm like, it's crazy that you are still keeping up to date with what I'm doing. It also doesn't help that I went viral from that tweet from Sky Sports once about Kevin De Bruyne. So that doesn't help. But equally with saying that, it's very humbling. Like, it's really humbling. And let me make this clear, yeah? I do not work for applause. I don't work for awards. I work for myself. I do it for myself because I genuinely enjoy it. Like, when you genuinely enjoy something, I love sports. I love talking about football. I love watching football. Even if I didn't have a platform to talk about football, I would still watch it all the time. You know, I spent Wednesday watching 2 games at the same time. Like, it's very common for me to watch 1 or 2 games at least every single day. Yeah. I just love football. I just love it. I enjoy it. I've always enjoyed it. It's just the perk that I get to talk about it for a living. But like I said, let me not make it out like it's all glorious and everything is all roses and it's all easy. Real football scholar. You know what? I was thinking that in my head when I was watching Real Madrid the other day versus Getafe on one screen, and I was watching Inter versus AC. And I was just thinking in my head, KG, if KG saw what I was doing right now, I know what he would call me. I know what he would call me. Big up Thriller says, big up the drip. Where you hiding if Arsenal win it? Oh my God. If Arsenal win the Champions League, yeah, I don't know where I'm hiding. I'm going to have to hide under my bed for like a couple of months. But the thing is, guys, yeah, I care. I don't want Arsenal to win it, right? But why are people more annoyed about Arsenal winning that than Liverpool winning 20? Like United fans, as United fans, why are we not more angry about Liverpool getting number 20? I don't want Arsenal to win because I don't want, they ain't got a European trophy and I want it to stay like that. But we should be mad about Liverpool winning too, man. We should be mad about Liverpool winning too. Big up to Mads with the super chat. Says, shout out, stay winning and shit. I appreciate it, man. Shout out. Thank you for the contribution. And thank you for your very kind words. Stay winning and shit. I might have to put that on a t-shirt. You may have answered before, and if so, my bad. When did you get into ball? I got into ball I was probably about 6. I was about 6 when I first started watching football. But, you're a 6-year-old. All you know is your team wins or your team loses. But when I proper started getting into the content part of football, it was about 7 years ago. So I was 6 years old. And I got into football because my family are big football fans. I had a sister that played pro ball before the WSL was kind of a thing. So it was more semi-pro back then in the 2000s. And she, one of the first people in our area to get an academy contract at QPR. And my brother played football as well. He played for our national team. So I mentioned that before. So, we were all big on football. And in my neighborhood as well, everybody loved football, man. Everyone loves football. So that's how I got into that part of it. Will you be watching the Unity Cup in London? Yes, I will. I will. If they shout me as well to come and do content and whatever, I will do it. But I'll definitely be watching because that is basically Caribbean? It's basically Caribbean versus Africa or West Africa. Africa's quite big, so I can't say Africa. Ghana versus Nigeria is going to be unbearable. I know who I'm rooting for. I'm not going to say who, but I already know Nigeria versus Ghana. I know who I'm rooting for. Sorry, Jamaica versus Trinidad. I will root for the underdogs. I will root for the underdogs. I don't think Jamaica needs one more fan because I think there's already enough Jamaica fans. There's already enough of them. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be entertaining. And I hope this inspires other nations to start doing more of this stuff because there is a huge diaspora community in the UK, especially in London. Like, we're talking about Jamaica, Trinidad, Ghana, Nigeria, but you can think of other teams, if Morocco held a game here or Algeria held a game here, there is so many people here. If Senegal, there's so many Senegalese people. Ivory Coast, there's so many. Somalia, come on. There's so many Somalis in London. It's just the only difference is that their national team is not maybe as big as the ones that I named. So I really hope this inspires people to start doing this. And it's fun. It's like a 2-day thing as well. Hopefully, the sun is out, so that it's going to be good vibes. So we'll see. Now, who are you rooting for, sis? I can't say, man. If we get to 100 likes, I'll say it. If we get to 100 likes eventually in the stream, I'll say at the end who I'm rooting for. I'm just saying, innit? Nigeria versus Ghana. I'm still sad about how KG got onto me. KG tried to blame me when Nigeria lost AFCON because I was wearing an orange jumper on stream. And that's the colours of Ivory Coast. Like, what the hell? What the helly? What the helly? What the helliante? What the helly, Brown James? Like, how's it my fault that your country lost because I wore orange? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Big up to Saeed with the big super chat, man. Deserve, man. I keep repping for the Somali community. Come on, bro. You're a pioneer in this thing, man. Saeed was one of the first people I had on my channel when I started my channel. Before I had anyone else, Saeed was actually the first guest. And we knew each other kind of, seen each other a couple times at games, and we were familiar with each other. But he jumped on my channel. Saeed, I don't have to talk too much in it. People in the scene know what you do in it, so I respect him and I appreciate it, bro. Thank you for the super chat as well. And let me see what else you lot are saying in the chat. Have you ever played football? Yes, I have. I still play football, like kickabout. I haven't played a proper 11-a-side game in about maybe 6 years. about 6 years. But I play like 9-a-side on the weekends, on Fridays, etc., etc. But I haven't played 11-a-side. I used to play for my university team as well when I was in uni. So that's probably the last time I played proper competitively. But it's also, you know what it is? It's hard to play consistent football when you do content and when your schedule is up and down. Like my schedule, guys, my daily schedule, it differs. Like if I show you what my calendar looks like on my phone, I will have a week of just chilling and doing nothing. And then suddenly I have a week of like back-to-back stuff. Sometimes I got 2 shoots in a day. Sometimes if I have a shoot day with a brand or something, I will have like a 11-hour slot in my day, where it's basically I'm on set. Like, so it's very hard for me to commit to a football team when unfortunately, you know, I might have to bail on them all the time. And that's why it's easier for me to just play 9-a-side, because I just put my name down on the list with a group of people. There's about 100 of us. And basically we play 9-a-side every Sunday. So I go when I want to go. And when I can't go, I don't go. But I try my best to go. Not because I like to play football, because I love playing football. But it's also, I need to stay fit, guys. I'm old. I hate going to the gym. I used to do Pilates. I stopped. I hate walking, guys. Walking is the bane of my existence. Like, but I'm trying to do it more because I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying to keep my joints strong. I'm just trying to be responsible. So I'm trying to be healthy. I might pick up another sport. I used to play basketball a lot, like so much. Like I'm talking. When I was younger, I used to play basketball like 4 times a week at the least. Imagine that. We used to go do scrimmages. We used to play with guys sometimes. But I played for a girls team at the time. We used to compete in national tournaments across the UK. Like I've been sporty, guys. I've been sporty my whole entire life. I've actually represented my borough. Yeah, fun fact. I've represented my borough in a competition called the London Youth Games, which happens every year between all the boroughs in London. I've represented them twice in 2 different sports. That's how sporty I used to be when I was younger. Like my mom as well used to encourage it. So, you know, on the weekends I'd go to Islamic school in the morning, and then I'd have football training in the afternoon, and then I'd have basketball in the late evening. Good time, man. If you're old, I'm ancient. I'm old, man. I'm getting old. You're old. You look to be in your 20s. You do not get old until you're 60. You know what? Age is a blessing. Alhamdulillah. I can't complain, because, you know, if you've got, you know, health, if you've got friends, you've got family, you've got, you know, a good community around you, age is nothing. But I feel like people just dwell on age a lot. They dwell on age a lot. Mina is our very own Adama Traore. Pace, power, pace. I play nothing like Adama Traore. If I was to try to think of a player that I play like, I'm not joking, guys. I'm not joking. I'm like Busquets. I'm not kidding. I'm like Busquets. You can't get the ball off me in midfield. You can't get the ball. I'm press resistant. No, I'm not like Busquets. I'm kidding. I'm not like Busquets. I'm like a mix of who's like a very temperamental player, because I got a temper on the pitch. I do. I fly into tackles very recklessly. I tell people, you know, if I foul them and the ref doesn't give the foul, I will drag them off the floor and be like, "Get up, man! Why are you diving?" Even though I know that I fouled them and the ref just didn't give it. So I'm a bit of that on the temperamental side. But then on the other side, I've got good technique. You know, I can ping passes. I just hate, like, don't ask me to get forward in an attack. Like I would just I would just like to sit in front of the defense, just be the sitting midfielder. I only go up for set pieces because I'm tall, so I'll header it. But other than that, I'm not passing the halfway line, because the last thing you want is me tracking back, because I'm not going to track back. I'm going to foul them. I'm just going to foul them. And when I do play football on the weekends, you know, the teams that I play on, they know it, man. They know it. They always say, okay, oh, Mina's here. Okay, Mina, please don't injure someone. One day, this was like, I want to say like January. This is like January time. I was playing football, and a girl, she stomped on my toes by accident, and she was wearing metal studs. I was wearing like the plastic studs. She was wearing metal studs, and she literally, like, we were jumping for a 50-50 ball, and she came in, studs showing, bam, on my feet. I'm not kidding, guys. I screamed the pitch. down, like to a point where the other people on the other pitches like looked over to see if I was all right. I was in pain. Yeah, pain. I sat out for like 5 minutes. I took my shoe off. I saw a mark on my foot. I said, all right, cool. I put my shoes back on. I got back on the pitch. I said, I got to get my lick back. I got to get my lick back. So she was apologetic in it. Shout out to her. She was so apologetic. But I said to her, you know, sis, I said, thanks for the apology. But, you know, just watch your back. Watch your back. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, yeah, just watch your back. Just watch your back. Every time she would get the ball, she would just make sure that she gets rid of it straight away. Like she would not hold on to the ball for like longer than 3 seconds because that's the only time I'd run. I'm running at her. I'm running at her to 2-foot her. Another time we were playing football and my sister was on the opposite team. So I 2-footed her. I told her, watch your back. I said, if you are on the other team and you're not on my team, I'm going to make sure. And no one knew we were siblings. So they just thought I was starting a fight with someone on the other team for no reason. But literally, and my sister's really good. Like I said, she played for academy. She played for the women's team as well before women's football was a big thing. So she's very hard to get the ball off. And she said to me, I'm going to nutmeg you before we go home. I said, yeah, you're going to nutmeg me. I said, watch, wallah, I'm going to break your foot. I didn't break her foot because I'm a good person. I'm a good player. But I did very much 2-foot tackle her. And you know what's so funny? Everyone came running over. They're telling me off. And they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm just cracking up laughing. Because they don't know she's my sister. Obligatory slide tackles to the sis. Yeah, facts, man. You got to do it. You got to do it. I'm going in 2-foot all day. Facts. There's no such thing as family on the pitch. There is no such thing as family on the pitch. You are an op. But you know what? You're even on the pitch. She's a bigger op to me than the other opposition players because you're my sibling. So you are a bigger op than everybody else. So I got to make sure I leave something on that, and I had to do that. Petty settings, nah, I'm not that petty, guys. What's the pettiest thing you've ever done, guys? Before we're gonna talk about football, by the way, we're gonna talk about Cunha. We're gonna talk about Ghana. There's some goalkeeper talk as well coming out of Man United, so we're gonna talk about that. But what is the most pettiest thing that you have ever done? Because I'm trying to think. I'm petty, but I can't really think of something petty that I did. I remember when I was younger, like my siblings were petty. One time, one of my siblings wore my other sibling's jumper or something and wore it to like college. So shout out to Friends, if you lot know the episode in Friends. But so when my sibling came home and she saw that my other sibling was wearing her jumper, she went to her room and put all her clothes on and came downstairs. If you know the opposite, if you know the show, if you know in Friends, the scene. There's a specific scene in Friends where that happens. I think a lot of people took inspiration from that scene and they do it all the time. Big up to David, says, well done, Minna, the winner. Thank you very much. Congratulations on your award, Minna. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. Big up Imran, says, congratulations, Minna Football. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys so much, man. Make sure you hit the like button if you've just come through as well. We're not that far off from 100 likes. If you want to join the membership club, you can. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content. Of course, you get to support the growth of the channel, the ever-growing channel. We hit 13K. So now it's the road to 15K. I'm not going to do 14K, but it's the road to 15K, inshallah. And then hopefully we get to 20K as well. If you want to join, I already said that. If you want to join the membership club, you can. Yeah, we've done all of that. If you want to send in super chats, you can. You can, send in super chats with your questions, with your comments, with your thoughts, or just to show some love. Big up to everyone that sent in super chats today. I genuinely appreciate it. It means so much. You guys helped me keep all the electricity on in my house, so it means a lot. So thank you lot so much for supporting the channel. And like I said, if you want to support the channel in alternative ways, you can just hit the like button and make sure you subscribe as well. I choke slammed one of my cousins as a kid. I thought he died. He wasn't moving. That's not petty. That's crazy. That's crazy. I stole my mother's chocolate once and then felt bad, so I put the chocolate underneath my mother's hand, which was on her chest. Yep, melted chocolate everywhere where she went. Yeah, that's petty. That's petty. That's really, really petty. But stealing chocolate and choke slamming your little cousin, that's crazy. Congratulations, Minna. You make it fun. Big ups, much love. I appreciate, man. Thank you so much. Big up to Football Power Hour. Says, yes, we are winners here. Shout out to my sis. Come on, man. I appreciate it. What football is actually on today? Is there any football on? The football games tomorrow are kind of dead as well. I can't lie. Chelsea versus Everton, Brighton versus West Ham, Newcastle versus Ipswich, Southampton versus Fulham, Wolves versus Leicester. And then Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa in the FA Cup semi-final. There's not one interesting game on. I'm so glad that the El Clasico final is tomorrow. Well, because none of those games are entertaining in the slightest. All right, let's bring up some stuff on here. Let's bring up some football stuff. We can talk about football stuff. We've been waffling for about the last 40 minutes. I think this is probably the biggest news so far. The biggest news so far is Diogo Dalot is out for the Bournemouth game on Sunday at the least. He could be out. He could be out for the rest of the season. According to Ruben Amorim, it is a possibility that he could be out for the rest of the season. He has a calf injury, which is crazy because this guy's recovery rate, or the way that he recovers and his process to recovery, is out. It's Cristiano Ronaldo levels. It's Cristiano Ronaldo levels. So for him to get a calf injury is unfortunate. And I feel like with Man United this season, the story of United's season is one player comes back from injury, another one gets injured. One player comes back from injury, another one gets injured. I just feel like there's been no point, probably over the last couple of months, that United have just had a strong full squad return from injury. It's always something. Now, what it means, I think, for the rest of the team is that I hope we see a Harry Amass Patrick Dogu back wing back position situation, if you want to call it that. I hope that's what we see, because I actually liked that wing back combination. Now, I have absolutely no hopes, none whatsoever, for Man United's front line. But I'm actually worried about the Bournemouth game. But with saying that, I know this sounds so sad. I don't care about the Premier League anymore. There's nothing to care about in the Premier League. And I said this months ago when everybody was saying, oh, when it was like January and United were still struggling to find form, I was saying, guys, let the league go, because there's nothing's going to happen over the next couple of months. Like, if anything, we're going to get worse. We're going to get worse. People are saying, oh, we can finish 8th. We can finish, in a European spot. I knew it was never going to happen. And so going into Sunday's game, I'm watching it just for formality. It's not for any other reason, because Bournemouth this season are having a much better season than United, even though they've fluctuated a little bit, especially over the last couple of months as well. But they've got some great players. They got Dean Howson, one of the best under 21 players in Europe right now. They've got Milos Kerkez, they got Semenyo, they got Otara, they got Kluivert. They've got so many good players that will cause problems for Manchester United. So I think we'll probably lose against Bournemouth, if I'm being totally honest. I don't see a result coming from anywhere. I don't even anticipate that Ruben Amorim will go too strong, because he might not want to risk injuries for Europa League next week, Thursday. It's not. I don't think it's a risk worth taking. But the idea of Dogu and Amass at left wing back, right wing back is amazing. That's good. I liked what I saw, albeit it's a bit premature. We didn't get to see a full 90 of it, but I liked what I saw. So I don't know if you lot feel the same. I don't know if you lot feel the same about the Premier League, how I feel. The Premier League is extinct for the season. Yeah, I know. Tomorrow, Sunday, Liverpool are going to be announced as the winners of the Premier League. They're going to get a draw. Followed by that, who gives them a guard of honor, guys? Can I ask you that? Because Liverpool's game schedule, are we still doing guard of, I know this sounds stupid, but the reason why I want to know is, do they get a guard of honor in the first home game that they are champions, or the first game just in general that they're champions. Because if they beat Spurs on Sunday, their next Premier League game is against Chelsea away. So do Chelsea give them a guard of honour, or do they wait for the next home game of theirs to get a guard of honour? And if so, that's against Arsenal. Why am I asking you guys? I should just Google it. Do they give Liverpool a guard of honour in the Premier League? Blah blah blah. Oh, so they might get it at Chelsea, I think. I think it might be Chelsea that have to give them a guard of honour. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try to read this article. Oh, it's not compulsory. It's just a tradition. Both clubs, by the way, have to agree to it. Both clubs have to agree to it. So Chelsea can give them a guard of honour because City gave Liverpool a guard of honour at the Etihad a couple of years back, COVID times. So yeah, Chelsea, but Chelsea have to agree to giving it to them. I wish it was Arsenal that gave them a guard of honour. No, actually, I don't wish. Why the hell am I saying that? It just makes it funny. It would just make it a lot more funnier. Next up, Anthony. Real Betis are preparing a new season-long loan offer to Manchester United to extend their deal for Anthony. Sell him. Why are we looking at another loan deal? Why are we looking at another loan deal? They need to look to sell him. United need as much money as possible. So why don't they aim to get as much money as possible through any sellable assets? Anyways, let's talk about the biggest, hottest conversation this week. The hot topic of Man United's YouTube, Twitter, every space discussing Manchester United is talking about Matheus Cunha. It also looks more likely, and I'm actually quite gutted to see, that Man United will sign Delap instead of Victor Osimhen. Osimhen, please, bro. Please don't go to Saudi. I know it can change your life, generational wealth, but please come to Manchester. Like, I have a strong feeling he's going to end up at Saudi. From what it sounds like he's asking for financially, it sounds like no club is looking to pay that. And the only clubs that are probably looking to pay that are clubs in Saudi. So I'm very gutted about that. And if that becomes the case, I guess he's kind of priced himself out of a move. But it's reported that Matheus Cunha is very close to agreeing terms with Manchester United. It is thought that agent terms and player terms are not a problem. And once they fully agree that, Man United will contact Wolves to officially trigger his release clause. Now, it's also being reported that Saudi are looking at signing Matheus Cunha, but apparently Matheus Cunha, he only wants Manchester United. And I don't know how anybody in this world, I had this debate, check it out on Sky Sports, The Lowdown. I was on The Lowdown this week and we're talking about Matheus Cunha to Man United. And shout out to Mikey. Mikey said that as good of a player he is, he thinks that 62 million is quite a lot for him. But I look at what the market offers you for like 50, 60 million. And I think you're getting a proven player, number one. At the best, he's going to give you 15 goals, not from a striker position in the league. So that's number two. Number three, he answers every possible issue that Manchester United have in their team. From a physicality perspective, from a ball carrying perspective, from a shot taking ability perspective. Every problem that Man United have, and the reason why they get bulldozed over a lot by opponents, he answers that. And on top of that, he's proven. I think you are paying a good fee for him. It might be on the pricier side, but release clauses tend to be pricey. I mean, look at Eze. Eze's got a £68 million release clause. Who the hell is paying that in their right mind? I don't know who's going to pay that. Here, Kweke says, get me Cunha and Kudus, please. Kudus got an 85 million release clause. Who the hell is paying that? No disrespect to Kudus, because I think he's a great player, but I think he's been crap player this year to have such a price tag on his head. Release clauses, it's unfortunate. You know, teams tend to put it on the higher side just to, you know, make sure that a player can't, like clubs can't take the PISS, they can't take the piss when it comes to, you know, signing a player. So I understand that. But I think 62 million for Cunha, when it's answering a lot of the questions that you need answering, and you know it's addressing certain points that you need addressing, I think it's good business. Generally speaking, I think it's great business for Manchester United. It's just a matter of who they bring in alongside him, because bringing him in by himself is fine, but you cannot afford for him to be the answer to just, you know, or the striker situation that Man United have, which I think it would be Delap. Personally speaking, I definitely think it's going to be Delap that ends up joining Manchester United, because you know, not just the fact that, you know, Ornstein reported that Man United are looking to move away from Osimhen because, you know, he's not really on the table for Manchester United, and they favoured Delap. You know, we already know Wilcox liked Delap before he joined United. It was also reported that Sporting were looking at signing Delap when Amorim was there as well. So I feel like all roads leads to Delap, and I hope we don't come back to regret it, guys. I just hope we do not come back to regret it, just simply because we've been there before, and it's lazy narrative, right? Saying Højlund, Delap, same level. It's a lazy comparison. But what I mean by the fact that Man United haven't signed a player that has scored 25 goals or 20 goals in all competitions to play as a striker since Lukaku. Like, you know, Cavani was a good player, but he was on the older side. Ronaldo on the older side. I'm talking about squad building. When you're building a squad for a number of years, they haven't brought a striker since Lukaku that was expected to give you 20, 25, 30 goals in all competitions. I think it also leads to if Delap joins as well, I think it will also lead. What was I going to say? Shit, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I think it's going to lead to Højlund leaving. I don't think United are going to keep two young strikers. I think Man United also potentially rate. I think they might rate Delap slightly higher than Højlund. No matter who we sign, it's a risk, even if it's Osimhen or Gyökeres. It's going to be a risk, yeah, of whoever you sign. But I feel like the risk is dependent on A, what you're paying for them, B, what your expectation is of them. Because the reason why Højlund was a risk was because of his price tag. I don't think anyone would have complained if they bought him for 30 million. I genuinely don't. I wouldn't have complained about Højlund if United had brought him for 30 million, but they didn't. They bought him for more than double that. Whereas, so the expectation naturally is higher. If you're signing an Osimhen or a Gyökeres who have 30 plus goals in all comps, you know, your expectation is, okay, if you're doing that in a comfortable zone, you know, your first year at a new club, the expectation is going to be 20 or 25 goals. Depending on also the price tag. That is always going to be the case. It's always going to be a risk, but I think the risks are bigger when you're paying big bucks for a younger player where they have no proven track record. Because let's be honest, when Højlund joined United, he had no track record. He had 9 goals in the league. I think he missed a step. I think he missed a development step in his career in terms of, you know, staying at Atalanta for one more year or signing with another club before joining Manchester United. Unfortunately, the shirt at Man United is a heavy shirt to wear, especially as a striker. So I just think Højlund is drowning, and I feel like Man United haven't created the best of environments for a player, for players to succeed in particular. Shout out Minna, Ransom Deluded was bigging you up on live. Big up to them, man. Big up Rance, man. That's my guy. Big up Deluded as well, man. Deluded is my guy. Both of them good peoples in the industry, man, and I appreciate them. So thank you for letting me know that, man. They're too kind. They're too kind. But let me know your thoughts, guys, down below in terms of who you are looking at. Who's your preference? Because I've got like my opinion has changed. 1 minute I was all for Delap, then I was all for Osimhen. Now I'm like I've kind of accepted. And I kind of anticipated that this would happen, that if United ended up signing Cunha, that they would end up signing Delap. The dream and wishful thinking led me to believe that Osimhen could still happen. But the realist in me, and trying to be as realistic as possible, I've accepted the idea, that it's not going to happen. And Man United are not going to spend 60 million on 2 different players. How about Endrick? Brother, Real Madrid are never letting Endrick go. Never. They're never letting him go. They're never let Real Madrid, unless you are a proper flop of a forward, like Jovic flopped at Real Madrid, and he's flourishing at AC Milan. Hazard flopped. They are not going to sell you unless you're a big flop. Endrick is not a flop. Although against Getafe, bro, they were dashing him around the pitch and he just kept going down and trying to call for the ref. I think if any player should leave Real Madrid, I think Brahim Diaz should leave. I think Arda Güler, if he's not a starter by next season or like a regular player, he needs to leave because they're both of Brahim Diaz and Arda Güler are too good to be sitting on Real Madrid bench. They are way too good. I will take Güler. I would love Arda Güler. But it's the same way of me saying I would love Shirky. But what's the likelihood that it's going to happen? There's so many players that I think United could do with. But the reality is, how many of those are we going to sign? Because, now we're linked to a goalkeeper from Espanyol. So on top of that, Onana is linked to possibly going to Saudi. So if that's the case and he does leave, United have to bring in another goalkeeper. It looks like United might have to bring in a backup goalkeeper as well. Bring in a striker, bring in a 10, bring in a midfielder. There's a lot. Rodrigo. I think Rodrigo has to leave Real Madrid. He's not a right winger. He has to leave. If Salah had left Liverpool, I would have said Rodrigo should go to Liverpool. Once more again, Minna, who's your Manchester United favorite player? Sorry if I missed the question. Currently, I don't have a favorite player. Probably Ahmad. Actually, currently I love Ahmad. But in recent years, Paul Pogba was my favorite Man United player. Before that, Alhamdulillah, excuse me. Before that, so it was Pogba, Nani. I loved Wayne Rooney. I was lucky to grow up in the era of like Ruud van Nistelrooy, Wayne Rooney coming in, Cristiano Ronaldo coming in. So that's the era that I grew up in. But if I was to say like my top 5 favorite Man United players, Pogba, Nani, Rooney, Ruud van Nistelrooy, and I'd say maybe Carrick. I'd say maybe Carrick. Carrick was just underappreciated. I don't think Carrick was underrated because I rated him, so he's not underrated. He was just unappreciated. Give me Osimhen, Cunha, Frimpong, Edison, Joan. That's a lot of money. Let me see what else you lot are saying in the chat. Nobody's too good for Real's bench. Have you seen them starters stacked? But it's not about the starters. It's about the form that they're in. Rodrigo has been piss poor this season. If you have watched Real Madrid, you'll see how poor Rodrigo has been playing. And a lot of people always say, oh, he's not playing on his preferred side. But that's not an excuse. If you're playing poor, the manager should give an opportunity to other players to come in. I feel like certain players in that team are undroppable. I think Vinny is, Mbappe, Bellingham. Rodrigo shouldn't be undroppable. He shouldn't be undroppable. Not when it got to a point where Real Madrid were playing with basically one less player on the right-hand side, and Valverde was playing right back, and he had to play as a right back as a winger because Rodrigo was doing nothing. So Arda Güler should get a chance. And what happens? He gets a chance against Getafe and he scores. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game anyway. I think Barcelona they're gonna spank them. Barcelona are going to smoke Real Madrid tomorrow, and I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it. Scholes, Martial, Berber, Van der Sar, Rooney, Ronnie, so many to choose from. So many. Like, I didn't even talk about the Coles and the Yorks and the Solskjaers and Giggs and all of them guys. Like, there's so many players. Scholes as well. Evra. I loved Patrice Evra at Manchester United. I loved him. Let me see what else you are saying in the chat. Nani. I have a Nani shirt. That's how much I loved him. Barca looks tired in the past week. They do, and obviously they got the game against Inter. It's unfortunate for them to have the Copa del Rey on Saturday, then choose Wednesday they got the game against Inter, but equally we're saying that Inter look knackered as well. Like Inter look exhausted, so that might be a bit of a slugfest of a game. But I'm hoping the Copa del Rey is going to be entertaining. Thank you, Philip. Philip says, "Hi, Minna. I only just got home, so I missed what the award is for. Either way, you deserve it. Thank you. It was a award, a football blacklist supported by the Premier League. Basically, just recognizes people's achievements in the African and Caribbean community in the UK in football. We can sell Sancho, Rashford, Anthony, Malacia, and Onana. That's 120 million minimum. Plus, we have 95 million without sales to send. How I don't see 120 for all those guys. 120 for all those guys. I don't know, man. Were you a fan of Ander Herrera? Kind of. I liked him. I feel like he was a good player. Like, you give him a job to do and he does it in the game. Like, don't expect too much in terms of in possession. But if you give him a job like to man mark someone or to just be a cleanup or just be an engine in the midfield, he does it very well. But I feel like his career didn't. How did his career go once he left United? Minno, who you think buying Sancho realistically if Chelsea don't want him? I think he should go to Palace. I think he should go to Crystal Palace. Just the only thing is Crystal Palace cannot afford him. But I don't know, man. I feel like that's the kind of place that his career is going to end up at. And I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, because Palace is actually a pretty decent team, and they've got a good system. They've got a good balance in the front line. You know, they got Eze, they got Mateta. Like, they got a good team. But I can't look at any big team and think they could do. I don't look at a big team and think, yeah, they can do with Jadon Sancho. I don't think that. I really, really don't think that. Minna, we miss Fellaini. Me and Fellaini, guys, yeah? Me and Fellaini had a love-hate relationship. Sometimes I loved him. Sometimes I hated him. Like, it's crazy that once he left, I appreciated him more. Because when he was at United, I sometimes hated him. He got on my nerves. And sometimes I absolutely loved him. Have we hit the Super Chat goal? We're one more off from the Super Chat goal. That would probably be the first time I hit a Super Chat goal in a long time. Hit the like button if you guys have just come through, man. You know the rules. You come in, you hit the like button, you say hi to everyone in the chat, you get involved in the conversation as well. You can join the membership club as well if you'd like. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content, and of course you get to support the growth of the channel. And like I said, if you want to support the channel in alternative ways, you can by sending in super chats with your comments, with your questions, with your thoughts, or just to show some love. I wrote a poem for Fellaini when we sold him. That's next levels. Chala boy, that is next levels. That's crazy. And there we have it. Riri coming through. It says, you did it. Your goal is complete. Big up to Riri with the final super chat of the evening to help. Well, not the final one, because you can still send in super chats, but with the final super chat to help us reach the goal on the channel for the day. Big up to Riri. Riri, how's your NBA team doing as well, by the way? Lakers are playing tonight. What time is their game? Because I have NBA League Pass. If I miss the game, I just watch it back, like, in the day. 2:30. Come on, man. Come on. This is one thing I hate about supporting a team on the West Coast, guys. Look at this, man. 2:30 a.m. Come on. You're a Lakers fan, Minna? Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Yes, sir. Or ma'am. Sorry, I didn't mean sir as in sir. Like, you know, I was trying to say the phrase like, yes, sir. But yes, I am a Lakers fan. And the series is tied right now. Luka Doncic went off. Yeah, I love Anthony Edwards. It's annoying how much I like him. I hate Rudy Gobert. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, guys. But I hate Rudy Gobert. He just looks like someone I would hate. So I hate him. I just don't like him. Big up to Lil Yo-Yo. Says, hold that light sweets money. Hey, in this economy, you ain't buying sweets for £2. You ain't buying sweets for £2, mate. You know the economy, inflation? Nah, Rudy is goofy. He's the guy that started COVID. Well, he didn't start COVID, but he's the reason why I can't complain because Lakers ended up winning. But he's the reason the bubble happened. I mean, COVID was eventually going to spread. But he's the guy that went into the flipping... He said COVID don't exist. When there was rumors about COVID and, you know, parts of the world were starting to shut down and America was still being a bit stubborn. And he went all over the mics like this. And because of him, thank you. Yeah, we won the chip Shout out to him. We won the chip, but it was because of him that the bubble happened. Anyways, let's not get carried away. I need to keep that in mind to maybe watch the Lakers game tonight. We shall never forget Marianne Fellaini. Oh, here's the poem. This is the poem, guys. Chalaboy wrote for Fellaini. Whoa, as the bells chime for long, our faithful servant is all but gone. Chest of a pillow, he paid his due. Strength of a willow, his soul imbues. Tenacity, desire, humility in plenty. We shall never forget. Oh my god, that is the fun. I can't believe Chalaboy Comics wrote a poem for when Fellaini left, and Chalaboy, who even uses words like "whoa," "forlom," who uses these kind of words? Are we living in Shakespeare era? That is so funny. That is that poem. Yeah, here we go. Challenge from Shakespearean times. Facts. It sounded like Cerberus. At least someone in the chat thinks it's good. Someone said that's good. I mean, it's a good poem, but let's be honest, guys. This is the only poem that I know. If you went to school in the UK, yeah, you'll know this poem, man. And if you don't know this poem, then I don't know what the hell. If you went to the UK, you know about this poem. Because some context, guys, if you went to school in the UK, you would have studied this in English literature as part of the curriculum. And you would have done, an exam on it for your anthropology section of English literature GCSE. Should I? Where's my favorite part? Here's my favorite part. This is my favorite part. What do you mean when you say half-caste? I used to love reading it in class. When we used to read it in class, like, together. And you go, like, line by line, and you go around. My favorite part, I used to wait for this part to get to me, just so that I could say, what do you mean when you say half-caste? They still teach it today? No way. Are they still teaching? I think they can't be bothered to come up with a new curriculum, because how you still this has been like 30 years deep. This poem has been studied for like 30 years in GCSE English literature. So the fact that they're still teaching it now is a bit mad. I don't know, man. Clearly this country's lazy, and they can't be asked to make a new curriculum or come up with new poems for the anthropology section. But listen, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. We hit over 100 likes. So I'm going to let you lot know what team I'm rooting for. Nigeria versus Ghana. I'm rooting for Nigeria. I'm rooting for Nigeria. You know why? Because a lot of my friends are Nigerians. I don't have any Ghanaian friends. So I'm sorry to my Ghanaian people, but I have no Ghanaian friends. A lot of people I grew up with were from Nigeria. A lot of my friends from school were from Nigeria. A lot of people I'm friends with now are Nigerian. Which jollof is better? I've only had Nigerian jollof, and I've had Sierra Leonean jollof, if that's even a word. Jollof from Sierra Leone. Shout out to my neighbors, man. They're from Sierra Leone. So I've had that, but I like Ghana, Asama Gyan. He got a song when he calls himself Baby Jet. That's one of my favorite songs. But I don't even have a Ghana football shirt. I have a Nigeria football shirt, guys. I got an old school Nigeria football shirt from Nike. I ain't even got one from Ghana. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to support Nigeria. But also, I'm a neutral in it. I feel like this is a feud. As an East African, I shouldn't get involved in. Nigeria versus Ghana is a feud I shouldn't really be getting involved in. I should just watch it as a bystander and not interrupt, not take sides. I just, I'm a neutral. I'm like Switzerland. I'm a neutral. But listen, guys, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. UK time, we will be live, inshallah, for the Copa del Rey final. So listen, guys, make sure you turn on your post notification. I know a lot of people going to be doing watch-alongs, but make sure you guys come by and watch the game with me. 9 p.m. UK kickoff time. So I'll be live 30 minutes before kickoff for the big one, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Thank you guys so much. So much for your well wishes, for your messages, for those of you who sent in super chats, for those of you that have been in the chat all afternoon, for all of you lot that just got involved with the stream today. Means a lot. Thank you so much. If you lot want to follow me on socials, where I'm a lot more interactive on, right here at minamufc, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Make dua for my aunt. She has CT scan. Inshallah, it goes well. May Allah grant her shifa, inshallah, and inshallah that the results come back positive and you guys are at ease, inshallah. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Wishing you and your family well. And the rest of you lot, I hope you all, or everyone, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, guys. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out, guys. I'm out. Peace.